Greetings, brothers and sisters. So this is from Newsweek, and I also have Mashable coming up here as well. Mashable. And both of them fact check. Conspiracy theorists think Joe Biden used a green screen to fake a recent appearance. He did not. Okay, then I hope you have a reasonable explanation for this. Because maybe it's not a green screen. I don't know. Again, but to say he did not, you better have a reasonable explanation why it looks so weird. Like, it looks so weird from two different angles. So let's start here from Newsweek. So here's where they lay out the conspiracy theory, the idea that people think it's been green screened. It shows here is Tito Ortiz. I guess he's a boxer. They've got a baseball player in there. And some, famous Republican people posting this. And so they have one of the original videos here. And you can see with this video, we've seen this before. Here it is on Twitter. And, they have the banner, the ticker tape banner thing. Kind of blocks his hands, but you get a little bit of what we've been seeing with the microphone, right? The floating microphone. And so then there's these various headlines from various, famous people, Republicans. We're all being played. It's a facade. Again, there needs to be an explanation. And you're not going to get it here at Newsweek, right? It may not be green screen. Here's, the other angle here. We've seen this before. This is actually the best quality video. This one's posted on the Hill. And you really see it here. Okay, so you see his hands and the microphone. They're... They're not intersecting in reality there. So we see that. We've seen that on that angle in that film. We've seen it over and over again. I've showed it now in two different videos. So that's weird, right? It's odd. It looks like it's green screened. It looks like it's CGI'd, some kind of deep fake or something. But it obviously isn't how it would happen in reality. We all know that. Like, we can all agree on that. So it appears there is some, the idea of green screen, I think, can be thrown out. Okay, at least, there seem to be people here that were with him, and he seems to be at the White House from different angles. And now you see he's walking over here with a weird mic, right? Some kind of weird, cheap, whatever is going on there. He's walking to his helicopter. All right, so I could believe that, right? I'm all for it, but there still needs to be an explanation. So here's what they say, the facts. The Washington Post published a clip of the moment from another angle where the visual anomaly does not occur. On side by side of the two angles filmed together shows the angle that caused the confusion is due to the perspective from the camera. Well, that's not true because we saw from the video of this angle, it's also weird. And I'll cover that in just a second. So their explanation is that from this angle, the microphone, see this microphone's way over here. And from the video that we've been watching, the original video, it's closer to his hand. But both of them are odd. And then they say this stuff about pictures added by Getty and other various publications are showing the real perspective. So they're saying this is perspective. You know who else uses perspective to explain things? Flat earthers. Is Newsweek using the same arguments that flat earthers use? It's perspective. And I can show you where it isn't because we have two different video angles and both have weird stuff going on. It's just weird. So this is what Mashable's using. So they have the one on the right, and this is the one that they're saying is causing the problem, again with the perspective. Then you have the one on the left, which I showed in my second video. And in both of them, watch, in both of them, the hand and the microphone are sharing space, which cannot happen, right? Both of these are different angles with different cameras. And both of them, look, now this mic, the mic is in two different places, which is weird, right? The gray mic is on one side here and his hand is on it in the other picture, but both of them are showing the same phenomenon, the same perspective. And that's where that, you could say, all right, one camera is messed up. One camera, there's a malfunction. The lighting was weird. But the same phenomena where Joe Biden's hand is sharing the same space with an object, but he's not hitting it, right? His hand is like in the object and the object is there, and both of them are sharing the same space, right? But they're not interacting. So something's up, and it's two different cameras. Like, it'd be one thing if it was one, but it's two different cameras, and they're using the second angle. They're saying, well, look, the gray mic is in two different spots. Yeah, but the problem is what you're showing here is the same weird green screen like effect. I mean, that's what's happening. It looks like it's either CGI'd or green screen, but it's not, because we know he's there. We see other reporters. People are asking him questions. We see he's going to the helicopter. And so, and I don't know what their motivation would be other than to distract and, maybe to discredit so-called conspiracy theorists. But you see, both of them, it's odd. That was just weird, right? That's not right. What you just saw there shouldn't happen in reality. It'd be one thing if it was one camera, but it's both cameras. So this person's trying to say, for all the people saying this is green screened or CGI, it's just an illusion. It's an illusion. It's doing magic because of the camera distortion. Here's a side-by-side of the alternative angle where you can see how far apart the mics are, and one is clearly behind the other. Yeah, but this is still weird. This is not, this is an illusion here, but this is also an illusion. You have two camera angles that are both producing a very odd effect. And so, like, boom, look at the one right here. This is not normal either. Like, you can't use that as defense of being normal. That wasn't normal. And so you're saying this camera caught an illusion and this camera caught an illusion of these floating microphones that are sharing two different planes of existence. JoJo and the microphones are not sharing a reality. Like, the microphones are big and distorted and they're odd, right? And so, again, you're admitting that this is actual footage, so that's not, this hasn't been doctored by right-wingers. So Newsweek says it's perspective, and Mashable says it's an illusion, but neither one of those are legitimate explanations. Now, I can say, all right, it's probably not green screen, so yeah, okay, let's throw green screen out. But it's, not an illusion. At least it's not two cameras messing up where the microphones are all over the place, where the microphones aren't where they're supposed to be, not where they are in reality. I'll show you some of the pictures that they have here. So here's a picture, right? In the picture, here, let's make this a little bit bigger here. Here's the picture. You can see that JoJo is completely behind the microphone. And so this appears to be disputing what you see in the video, and that he's far away from the microphone. In this case, the gray microphone is off to his right. It's off to his, it's right where his hands are in one video, then off to his left in another. And so this picture disputes what you see in the video, but the videos dispute what you see in the picture, right? So the people who are looking at this at Mashable and Newsweek and other fact checkers, they're looking to dispute what you're seeing here in the video. So if a bunch of right-winger Trump people come out and say, look, JoJo looks like he's been green screened, and they watch the video and they see, wow, that is weird. But they're like, well, since it's Trump supporters and this is JoJo, we're for JoJo and we're against the Trump supporters, there must be a way that we can dispute and come up with evidence, in this case the photos, and we can say that their claim, their conspiracy theory is wrong. And so that is them looking for evidence that supports their belief that the Trumpers have to be wrong. You understand this, right? And the Trumpers, they're always going to say they see something like this, and they're going to, people in the truth community, conspiracy theorists and right-wing people specifically, are always going to go, look, this is messed up. He's green screening. They're trying to dupe us. He's probably dead. And they're just going to run wild with various theories. And what I want is the truth. Like, I think this is interesting, right? And it's getting more interesting. And what I want is the truth, not the left-wing truth or the right-wing truth, but the actual truth. Because what we see here is two different camera angles that are showing what appears to be green screen or floating mics or magic or something weird. And again, if it was one, I'd say, all right, it's just, something happened with the one camera angle, the lighting or something. This is the age of digital video and computers, and our phones take incredible high definition video. And so, I have trouble believing that two video cameras completely failed, and yet these high tech photographs are also showing completely different reality. So you have multiple versions of reality being displayed here. And, the right wingers are saying, oh, we're being duped, which doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know why they would do this other than to create a distraction. Like, I don't know why they would green screen JoJo in. I mean, one thing that the Newsweek and Mashable and the fact checkers should acknowledge is that JoJo was hidden as a candidate. No candidate was hidden more than JoJo, and no president other than Reagan, when Reagan got Alzheimer's, his last couple of years in office, was hidden more than JoJo is now. And so JoJo is old, and he appears to have some sort of mental breakdown, dementia or something like this. And he is being hidden, so they should acknowledge that, right? They should say, well, it's reasonable for people on the right to think that they might green screen him in and they're hiding him because they've hid him now for over 2 years on the campaign trail and now as president. And so that's reasonable. But in terms of the right-wing people immediately saying, oh, wow, they're doing this in some nefarious way, well, why are they doing that? What's their motivation for green screening him here? And it appears he wasn't green screened because, there's reporters there and there's various angles and pictures that show that he's there. And so it's probably not green screen. Then what is it? Why are the microphones so weird, right? You can say, all right, we have these pictures, but that doesn't explain what we're seeing on the video. And an illusion, which is like, all right, is a magic trick, or perspective, what flat earthers say all the time, Newsweek, right? That doesn't explain it either. And so going back to these videos, you can see both videos, let's just look at that again. Here comes the mics. Again, the gray mic is in two different places in the videos. He's coming up here. And both of them, right, are, here you can see the hand and the mic are sharing space, and they shouldn't be, right? They should, he should be either hitting the mic, his hand and the mic can't occupy the same space. And this Getty image, again, you could Photoshop anything, but it appears, let's take it as being real. He's far away from these microphones. The big gray microphones are not even in the picture here. And so again, the microphones look bigger because of the perspective here. But in terms of, the microphones are all over the place. And so you have all these different versions of reality, visual reality. And right-wingers and Trumpers are going to, based in their prejudice and their, preconceived ideas, are going to believe one thing. And these, news organizations are going to, oh, no, this is all above board, This is just perspective, right? This is just an illusion with two different cameras. And just, you've been fact-checked. But that isn't being fact-checked, because in reality, here you see another one. JoJo's far away from these mics in that one. And so, yeah, these are different perspectives. And I'll say, all right, this is just as legitimate as the videos. But in terms of the videos, let's go back to the video again. You can see his hand is sharing the same space as the mic, and the mic's all over the place, and it's two different video angles. It's not just one that's messed up. I mean, that's obviously the issue here. You have it on two different video angles. Here, you see it again. Both of these things, that's weird. Both is weird. There's weird stuff going on there, right? And as much as everyone wants to just spin it the way they think reality is for them, that's how it is on both sides. I'd like to know what actually happened here. Was this a setup, a motivation, a distraction from JoJo's disastrous border policy things? Was it a way to try to embarrass the conspiracy theorists again? I mean, what was the motivation here? And why did two different cameras fail? And again, illusion and perspective, right? I mean, look at the mics. They're all over the place. The mics are in different locations in both videos and the photos. And so, they didn't fact check this. Newsweek and Mashable didn't fact check this. There's real issues. This is weird. There's something weird going on here, and I'd like an actual explanation for once, right? And again, you have to factor in that JoJo's had a weird candidacy where they've hidden him away, right? I don't think he's had even a press conference. And so, yeah, okay, maybe one camera failed and maybe, like I said, but both cameras, and it seems a little bit odd. Plus the way that the cameras are moving and it looks CGI'd and all of it, right? In a world of deep fakes and, special effects, we all have the right to be a little bit suspicious or real suspicious, and the fact that politicians and media lie all the time. So this is, we're not unreasonable to assume there's something weird going on here, or maybe even nefarious, because there always is, right? And so, yeah, we need a deeper explanation. That's just weird there. Only spirituality will save this world, JoJo. It's Paul Romano, definitely reporting from the Apocalaughs and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.